Oh, we're in TNT space tonight. No, I'm not at the hotel here.
We have been rolling for like 20 seconds.
Sorry. I didn't realise.
This is Umar for BoxNation. Frank Smith, you actually look really good with a BoxNation mic.
Thank you, mate. Like I said when we came on, who would have thought BoxNation, we'd be here together, Umar, on BoxNation. And look at us in Trafalgar Square. September, it's not even raining.
How old were you in the BoxNation days when it came about?
Was it 10 years ago?
Yeah.
I was 22.
32?
Yeah.
You're not 42 now.
I feel as old as that now, mate, to be honest. But I was 22 years old.
I think this week's taken a lot of years of people's lives, hasn't it?
It has a few people, yeah. I mean, it's a massive event. That's what these events of this scale do. And to be fair, obviously Queensbury taking the lead on the event, delivery and everything. Ben Murphy, I think, probably someone who does it. Back in the day, didn't have the best relationship, I guess, with Ben Murphy because I didn't know him. But he's done an unbelievable job, and the team have done an unbelievable job. Obviously, the Riyadh season team, but spectacular event.
Well, I said it's taken years of people's lives, but it's worth it. Look at this Trafalgar Square. I've never seen a weigh-in like this, Frank.
No, it's unbelievable. Look, it's what Riyadh season do, though. We were talking about back in, when you look at the events in Riyadh, the scale of what they do, then you look at what was put together in LA just a few weeks ago. There's nothing quite like it in the sport, and they're doing amazing things, and they're going to continue to do amazing things. But yeah, it's been a great week as well. And to top it off in Trafalgar Square, sun is shining. They even got the weather. What a day.
Of course, it's about the fighters tomorrow and Anthony and Daniel's careers. But aside from that, the cherry on the cake is what's at stake between Eddie and Frank and yourself and the companies. There's so much on the line for both companies because these are two premier fighters in their individual companies.
Yeah, I think as well what we've decided is the winner of tomorrow night gets 10 points, so it'll be up to 10-10 by the weekend, and then we'll be all right. And then from there, and when Josh Warrington beats Anthony Kakachi as well, we'll probably be 12-10, and then from there we're going to change the record books after Saturday night.
So fully confident Anthony Joshua knocks him out tonight.
Anthony Joshua knockout, devastating knockout early in the fight.
What have you made of Dubois this week, Frank?
Look, when I say about Anthony Joshua knockout, I just think he's too good for him. All respect to Daniel Dubois because he's always taken fights. He's 26 years old, 27 years old. When you look at the career he's had, the fights he's had over the years, quite amazing to see what he's done. But I think Anthony Joshua is in the form of his life. I think he's going to go in there and deliver a spectacular performance. I think with Ben Davis and Lee Wiley, Barry behind him, the plan they'll put in place is exactly what AJ needs. And I think you're going to see an unbelievable performance and sets up next year a huge 2025 for the likes of the Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk fight after their fight in December.
I know he's been relaxed this week and quite talkative, Daniel, but do you think when he steps out in front of 96,000 people, the spectacle at Wembley Stadium, it might get too much for him?
No, I think so. I think for anyone who hasn't experienced something like that, until you walk out there, you never know, but I think it's going to all be on top. Is the reality. AJ's done it time and time again. This is his full time boxing at Wembley. This is his 8th time boxing in a stadium. This is what he does. And that isn't going to be on top for Anthony Joshua, but for Daniel Dubois, I believe it is. But I think regardless of that, Anthony Joshua would do a job on Daniel Dubois, whether it was at Wembley Stadium or in an arena.
Your thoughts on the IBF not putting their belt on the line for Warrington Kakachi?
It doesn't make much sense to me, but then a lot of things in boxing don't make much sense to me. Look, I understand obviously there's rules in boxing, I get that. But I think sometimes common sense has to prevail. You've got a belt now which is being held and not being fought for, but the fighter is still the champion and gets to keep his... It doesn't make any sense to me. But it's what it is. Boxing, like I say, a lot of things happen in boxing. It won't be the first strange decision in the sport, and it won't be the last.
Lastly, just going back to Queensbury and Matchroom, another 5v5 in the works for early next year, Frank?
Yeah, 5v5, make it happen early part of next year. And like I say, we'll be 10-all on Saturday, then 12-10, and then next year it'll be about 25.
Who's wrote these rules about the 10 points?
I don't know. I've just made it up, to be honest. But it sounds good if it's 10-all.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Frank.
Cheers, Umar.